we need to get everyone together and start seeing if there's survivors who haven't been gathered yet. Like, who hasn't reported in? So they start taking a roll call, you know, typical horror movie stuff, where they're like, we need to search the building top to bottom, make sure there's nobody hiding out, nobody who's sick needs help. So they gather all the able-bodied people, and they find a survivor. And this survivor person, they find this woman who is sitting on a couch watching. They open the door, and it's, of course, very spooky. They open the door, and the entire room is lit by this staticky TV, and this woman is sitting in front of the TV, kind of like The Ring. She's sitting in front of this TV watching nothing. And she's making these really low moaning noises, like... So the firemen, idiots that they are, they approach this woman, and the camera comes around, and you see this woman is like literally like frothing with drool, and they're like, she must be sleeping. Let's help her downstairs. Sleeping? I drool when I sleep, but I don't drool like a fucking Tasmanian devil. My God! So for some reason, they don't get chewed on while they drag her downstairs. They manage to get her downstairs. She's, of course, a zombie. She's got, like, these red eyes, and she's drooling like a motherfucker retard on speed during finals week. They get her downstairs, and... Of course, there's the one guy who's, like, considered the biggest asshole in the group. He's like, I'm going to go in my room and barricade the fuck out of it. And I think that's almost an exact quote. Who has the best idea of the entire series, by the way? He gets eaten by a rabid dog. But, you know, okay, so, by now things are starting to really hit the fan. You know, everyone is starting to panic. They're all, of course, sitting in the same room with the infected people. So you know that's going to break down eventually. Like, one person is going to get too close to the fireman. Through a series of idiotic decisions, they determine that it's an illness that can infect you and turn you into a zombie within minutes of an infection. So, of course, they all find excuses to get bitten as quickly as possible. So, they determine that this little girl, by the end of it, this little girl who has been sick through the entire movie, even before all this has happened, they're like, she's sick, we need to treat her. Or we need to, like, isolate her or something like that. And then, all of a sudden, within the span of a second, she goes from 0 to psycho in, like, 3 seconds. Where she's like, and then they're like, look out! And then she turns into a mindless zombie who starts chewing on her mom. I was like, how does that happen? She instantly zombifies. I mean, like that. But not only that, we already established from the beginning of the movie, like, from being infected to turning zombie, it takes like 5 minutes. Let's be considerate and say 5 minutes. She's been sick the entire movie. In fact, she's been sick all week. So for some reason, she has like the slowest metabolism known to mankind, where she contracted zombieism last week, then instantly converts. I love that. So, as soon as she turns into a zombie, she runs the fuck upstairs, because this zombie has a natural flight instinct instead of brain-eating instinct. Zombie runs upstairs. And of course, they're like, we need to get her! Let's chase her around the dark as fuck power-cut corridors where this little rabid monkey can jump on us from anywhere and chew on us. And that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. But not only that, I forgot to mention, by now some of the CDC guys have come inside to test out their cure. So what they did is they go inside and they inject the firemen, the zombie firemen, with their rabies cure. And then they immediately turn their back on him because they assume it worked. Zombie fireman gets up and starts chewing on the CDC guys. That's how everything kind of breaks down. And so the last CDC guy, as they're about to chase the little girl, he gives him a needle and says, inject her with this. Why? It doesn't work. We just established that it doesn't work. So they're like, good plan. They grab the syringe and they start running up the stairs. Of course, they immediately get devoured. But what's funny to me is, by now they pretty much know they're fucked. Like, they know they're zombies, they're fast as hell, and now they've got this little darting child of a demon running around. So they finally find her, and of course they don't get, like, the zombie is just kind of acting spooky in the corner. They're like, okay, come with us, little girl, because they They're not willing to accept she's a zombie. They're just like, you need to calm down now. Come with us now. And she's like, the cop puts his hand on her shoulder, then turns away from her, looks at the camera, and says something stupid just long enough for the girl to be like, and like tear the fuck out of his throat. By now we've established these things are fast as hell and they like to chew on people's necks, and this cop just turns his back on her, like really losing focus all of a sudden. Of course, the mom who's been bitten is now infected, and they make the bright idea of handcuffing her to the stairwell. Let's handcuff her to the one place everyone has to pass by on their way upstairs so she can just claw the fuck out of you on the way past. Good plan. And oh, by the way, I have to wonder what kind, I've already harped on the shaky camera by now, but what kind of professional news crew, when they're still conducting interviews, like before this has become a major crisis, what kind of cameraman, aside from like hard copy, does interviews like this? Why, I didn't notice until much later that there might have been something going on, but, you know, I fed her the juice box, but I didn't know until much later that she had, in fact, eaten the cat. I just wonder what the hell is going on. What are you looking at, professional newsman? I'm over here. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Now keep taping me like this. Uh-huh, yeah, oh. Now you're just losing track, and now you're focusing on my balls. No, wait, I'm sorry. Okay, so enough of that. But like this, no camera crew works like this. Like, I'm like as unprofessional as you get. I set the camera on a fucking tripod, and I talk into the camera. You know, and you're like, I don't know what professional news crew goes handheld for interviews. I just don't get that. It's just irritating as hell. I'm not sure what else to say about this movie. It's just laughable. We almost got thrown out of the theater because my brother and I were goofing on the movie so much the entire time. I have no idea why this got 70. It's rated like really high on Rotten Tomatoes. What is wrong with you people? This is just ludicrously bad. I really don't know what to tell you guys beyond that. I almost forgot. If you thought in Blair Witch, which I liked, but I know I'm going to get mail over that one, but let's just say for now that Blair Witch was okay. But even if you hated it, if you thought the girl in Blair Witch, Heather, if you thought she overacted like fucking crazy during those last scenes where her nose is running and all that, you know, that scene everyone makes fun of. If you thought she was if you thought she was chewing the scenery there, you have not seen anything. Like, Al Pacino is subtle and just like subtle as hell compared to this woman in this movie. She literally, like, hyperventilates through the entire second half of the movie, just shrieking like crazy, and like, keep the light on me! Keep the light on me! Oh my God! Keep the light on me! I can't do anything! I don't know what to do! Like, just constantly shrieking like crazy. I know it's zombies. I know it's crazy, but for the love of Christ, get a grip on yourself, woman! And of course, the entire movie, they're trying to plot a way to get out. There's a military cordon outside the fucking building. They've proven by now they're willing to shoot you in the computer for even looking out the window. And you're trying to get out? I think they've got the exits covered. I think they've got the roof covered. I think they've got the underground parking garage fucking covered. There's no way out of this fucking building. Stop trying to escape. What was wrong with just locking the door and putting something heavy in front of it? What was wrong with that plan? Why did we have to gather everybody inside the lobby so it's a fucking buffet for the zombies? When did this become the plan?